Welcome, everyone, to the Joe Rogan Experience, broadcasting live from the Capital Wasteland. Today, we have a special guest joining us straight from GNR. He's the voice that's kept the Wasteland informed and entertained. None other than Three Dog. Welcome to the show, Three Dog.
Hey, Joe Rogan. Because one dog ain't enough and two is too low, it's me, Three Dog. Thanks for having me on, brother. You're broadcasting all the way from Megaton to Girder Shade today.
Man, it's wild having you here. I've got to ask, how's life in the Wasteland? How do you keep the people connected with that distinctive flair of yours?
For me, at least, life in the Wasteland is as wild as a Death Claws dance party. But you've got to keep talking, keep the people laughing, keep them knowing they're not alone out there. Music, news, rumors, that's how we stay human, Joe.
I love it, man. You've created this persona that resonates with so many people. That's kind of my job too, but you do it very well. Do you ever feel like a ruler of the airwaves?
Nah, Joe, I'm just your friendly neighborhood disc jockey. What's a disc? Hell if I know, but I'm gonna keep talking anyway. But seriously, while I feel that I may not have such an important role as the Brotherhood of Steel who clean out mutants daily, there's something special in hearing a voice over the waves anytime, anywhere that could help people keep going. But that's just my 2 cents. What do I know, right?
Classic Three Dog. Tell me, you've seen a lot in your time, the good, the bad, and everything in between. What's the craziest story you've ever broadcasted?
Oh, out of all stories? That's gotta be the Lone Wanderer's journey. The kid's done some legendary stuff helping out many people throughout the Wasteland. Battles from people and creatures surround the kid daily, yet they're still trying to make a difference as a good soul in the Wasteland. Now that's a tale worth howling about.
There's something universal about stories of struggle and triumph. Anytime, anywhere, when a viewer hears a story like that, it could relate in some way to the viewer, and I think that's special. Even in a world as chaotic as the Wasteland, people find a way to come together to make something meaningful. And you, Three Dog, are right there being the voice that helps them do that.
Joe, my man, you hit the nail on the head. In a world gone mad, you've got to find the groove and keep on rocking. Whether you're in Paradise Falls or Rivet City, you got to relate to everyone somehow and deliver a message to them. That's how you make a difference in this world.
Now, I have another question I'd like to pivot to. We've heard about how it feels to have a voice from you, but how does it feel helping people from Megaton to the Republic of Dave?
Broadcasting to the good people of the Capital Wasteland. Letting them know what's hot and what's not. It's a howling good time, my friend. Letting people know about what's happening without being in the middle of it all is certainly a duty that I feel I have to fulfill.
That's incredible. Now, you've got a unique style and approach, and some of our viewers are wondering about your origin and backstory. What got you into radio in the first place?
It's gotta be the music. Imagining me, Three Dogs, spinning those tunes was certainly inspiring. The rhythm of the music then connected to the rhythm of life, the melody of the people, and the symphony of survival. Somebody had to be the voice of reason out there, and who better than this three-headed wonder?
Your broadcasting station is located in a volatile part of D.C., often hit by super mutants daily. How do you manage? How do you survive the repeated onslaught?
You know, Joe, it's hard living out here while you're being bombarded by green crazies with guns. But luckily, we have help from others, including the Brotherhood of Steel. That doesn't mean we don't take casualties, though. We lose more than a few good souls monthly just from these attacks. In that sense, I honor their sacrifice in keeping this station running.
Inspiring words. So, what's next for Three Dog?
All I gotta say is that I'm just getting started, friends. The airwaves are vast, and I got a lot more to say. There's more than enough air to go around, so I have no doubts that in the future, many more people will know my name.
I would like to shift gears a bit and take a look at some of your personal views. I've seen that the Brotherhood of Steel is aiding in the daily defense and operation of GNR. However, what are your personal views on them? Are they allies, protectors, or something else?
Well, Joe, that's a heavy question. The Brotherhood of Steel, clad in that power armor and marching around like knights of old. They've got a way of making things complex. On one paw, they've been protecting GNR, keeping this dog's bark alive. But on the other paw, they've got their secrets, their codes, their big ol' metal agenda.
So, It sounds like you're saying there's a balance, some good and some bad.
That's the wasteland in a nutshell, Joe. You take the good with the bad, and you hope the scales tip in your favor. The Brotherhood's been good for GNR, no doubt about it. But as for their greater role in the capital wasteland, well, that's a tougher nut to crack.
That's fair. You know, I've always wondered about these kinds of alliances, the power dynamics in a world where traditional institutions are gone. Do you think the Brotherhood's involvement with GNR compromises your independence as a broadcaster?
Oh, they've tried to muzzle this dog before, Joe, trying to get me to speak certain things or promote others. But let me tell you something, nobody puts Three Dog on a leash. The Brotherhood, they've got their hearts in the right place most times. But when it comes to GNR, my voice is my own. I call the shots, I spin the tunes, and I bark the truth.
That's a strong stance, man. The independence of my radio station is something that I also worry about. Luckily, we have people like Jamie and many other good friends of mine which help maintain our independence.
You know it, Joe. The Brotherhood may be big and they may be shiny, but when it comes to GNR, they know who's the alpha dog.
It's good to hear that you're holding your ground. Have you ever worried about retaliation or pressure from the Brotherhood or any other factions?
Every day and twice on Sundays, Joe, the Wasteland's a place of power plays and everyone's got an angle. But as long as I've got the people behind me, as long as I've got my listeners, I know I can stand tall. 'Cause in the end, it's all about the people, Joe. They're the reason I'm here. And they're the ones I'm howling for.
It's amazing how you've turned a radio station into such a powerful force for good. You're not just entertaining, you're educating, inspiring, and rallying people. I'd like to focus on another topic regarding your personal views. The Enclave, they seem like a weird bunch, promoting the return of America and whatnot. Have you seen any presence from them?
Oh, Joe, the Enclave. Now that's a snake's nest if there ever was one. Preaching about the old America, acting all high and mighty, but let me tell you, those cats are as shady as a rad roach in a vault.
Shady, huh? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, Joe, the Enclave's got this way of talking about the past like it's some golden age, promising to bring back the glory days. And I should know I'm the king of rhetoric, but the way they go about it, with their secrets, their manipulations, and their iron fist, it don't sit right with this dog. The Enclave's vision? Personally, it's a mirage, Joe. A dangerous one. They're like that smooth-talking villain in an old holotape, promising paradise but delivering poison. They ain't rebuilding America, they're twisting it. Even then, keeping everything on a leash and under their boot would be difficult, even if they gain power.
That's a strong condemnation. Have you ever encountered them directly?
You bet, Joe. They've tried to get me to promote them. They've sent iBots my way. But I will never fold. They can crow about America all they want, but as long as they're stomping on the little guy, they're no friend of Three Dog.
I mean, it's a dangerous world out there, and you're not afraid to speak your mind. It sounds like there's a real struggle for the soul of the wasteland.
That's right, Joe. The wasteland's a stage, and everyone's vying for the spotlight. But while they're playing their games, I'll be here, cutting through the noise, howling the truth and the truth only.
Between the Brotherhood, the Enclave, the Raiders, and all the other factions, it must be a complex and dangerous dance. And that's what we love about you, Three Dog. You're not just a broadcaster, you're a beacon. You cut through the chaos and give people something real to hold on to.
You said it, Joe. In a world gone mad, sometimes all you need is a friendly voice, a song to dance to, and a laugh to share. And as long as I've got this mic, that's what I'm going to give.
Well, Three Dog, you're a true inspiration. Thank you for joining us and for giving a voice to those who need it most.
It's been a blast, Joe. Keep rocking, keep questioning, and remember, if the wasteland ever gets you down, Three Dog's just a dial away.
Welcome, folks, to another episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. Today, we've got an extraordinary guest with us, a man who's seen the very edge of civilization and who's taken a moral stand against despair and darkness. A big round of applause for Elder Owen Lyons of the Brotherhood of Steel. How you doing, Owen?
I appreciate your kind words, Rogan. It's an honor to be here, though I must admit Your studio is quite comfortable compared to the harsh conditions of the wasteland.
Yeah, man, we try to keep things cozy around here, but trust me, we have some brutal battles with Wi-Fi connections sometimes. Those damn mutants don't do us any good either. Anyway, speaking of battles, you've been leading the Brotherhood in the fight against chaos. How do you keep hope alive in a place like the wasteland?
In the wasteland, one must cling to a purpose, a belief that we can make a difference. It's true. I've been called both a hero and a traitor, but it's the determination to fight for something greater that fuels me. The people need more than empty promises. They need action. They need hope.
Speaking of action, have you ever tried this new hydro protein shake? It's supposed to hydrate and energize at the same time, man.
I can't say I have, Joseph, but perhaps it's something we could introduce to the soldiers of the Brotherhood. Anything to keep morale up.
There you go. That's my plug for your product, Hydro Blitz. Please let our employees go now. Now, Owen, you mentioned hope. What's the key to providing hope in such a grim world?
Hope is not something you find in a bottle, Joe, but in the hearts of the people. It's in the eyes of a child you've saved from starvation, or the grateful smile of a family you've protected. It's about taking responsibility and standing by each other, knowing that trust is the very essence of our existence.
Trust, man, that's a big word these days, even for us in the civilized world. How do you deal with betrayal and maintaining trust within your ranks?
Betrayal is a wound that never heals easily, Joseph. But I remind myself and those around me that we're fighting for the greater good. If you trust in your mission, then others will follow.
Speaking of trust, I gotta ask, are you trusting anyone to deal with your fashion sense? I mean, those power armors are quite the statement.
I suppose fashion has taken a back seat in the wasteland. But rest assured, our power armor is not just for show. It's a symbol of our commitment and strength.
Well, I don't know if I could pull it off, but it sounds like you're doing an incredible job out there. Now, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, the Enclave. We hear these rumors, these whispers about them, and it's all shrouded in mystery and conspiracy. What does the Brotherhood of Steel know about the Enclave? What are they up to?
Ah, the Enclave, a dark shadow in the wasteland, and a force not to be taken lightly. They are remnants of the pre-war United States government, well-equipped and driven by a twisted vision of a new America. We've battled them, and I've seen the lengths they'll go to seize control, to manipulate, and to destroy.
That sounds downright terrifying. Are we talking mad scientists, advanced technology, mind control?
It's not as fantastical as it may sound, Joseph. They do possess advanced technology, some of the most sophisticated I've seen. Their leadership is cunning, their soldiers disciplined. They believe they are the rightful heirs to the old world, and that belief drives them to commit atrocities.
I once had a guy on the show who said that the Enclave was secretly going to poison the Potomac River. Any truth to that?
I must admit, Joseph, the wasteland is full of bizarre stories, but that's a new one for me. Though I wouldn't put anything past the Enclave. They really seem keen on restoring America. Who knows how they see us?
Ah, man, you never know these days. But seriously, what's the key to taking on an organization like the Enclave? How do you fight something so entrenched and powerful?
The Enclave's strength lies in their technology and their ruthlessness, but they are not invincible. Our key is unity, trust, and an unwavering belief in our mission. The Brotherhood stands together, and we use our own technology, strategy, and the conviction that we are fighting for the survival of humanity. We will not allow them to trample over the hopes and dreams of the people.
Well, that's incredibly inspiring, Owen. I hope anyone listening out there can find the courage and unity you've shown in their own lives. And hey, if you ever find out the water tastes funny, give me a call, all right?
I'll keep that in mind, Joe.
Now, Owen, tell me about the Brotherhood's position in D.C. and the situation in Rivet City. How are things going down there?
The Brotherhood's presence in D.C. has been both challenging and rewarding. We've established a stronghold in the Citadel, providing security and hope to those who've suffered. Rivet City, on the other hand, is a marvel in itself, a city built inside an old aircraft carrier. Its residents are resilient, crafting a life amid the chaos. We've partnered with them, helped secure resources and shared technology. They are a beacon in the wasteland. Rivet City's engineering is impressive, and they've managed to turn what was once a war machine into a thriving community. Necessity is the mother of invention, after all.
An aircraft carrier? That's wild, man. Now, with the Brotherhood there and the situation being so complex, how do you handle diplomatic relations? I mean, it's not like you have an embassy and ambassadors, right?
Diplomacy in the wasteland is a bit more direct, shall we say. We don't have traditional embassies or ambassadors, but we do engage with other communities, factions, and leaders. It's about building trust, showing respect, and recognizing common goals. In places like Rivet City, our actions speak louder than words. We prove our commitment by standing with the people, sharing our knowledge, and fighting against common threats. Diplomacy in our world is often a matter of life and death.
Man, that's intense. So, what's next for the Brotherhood in D.C.? Any big plans, or is it all classified military secrets?
Some matters must remain confidential, Joseph, but I can tell you that our mission is far from over. We continue to fight against the threats that plague the wasteland, be it the Enclave, super mutants, or others who seek to exploit and harm. Our commitment is to the people, and we'll stand with them until the end.
Well, Owen, it's been a real eye-opener talking to you. Keep being a beacon of hope out there.
Thank you for having me and for shedding light on the struggles and triumphs of the wasteland. Farewell, Joseph.
Hey, folks, Joe Rogan here with something special from the wasteland. Ever feel like you're just a mess wandering through a wasteland of confusion and uncertainty? I know the feeling, but today I've got something to offer you. The Wasteland Wellness Spa right in the heart of Oasis. That's right, man. It's a place of tranquility amidst the chaos. The Wasteland Wellness Spa is the oasis you need. Surrounded by layers of dense trees, this is the place to find your inner calm while also getting ripped. Seriously, they've got these weights made of old engine parts that'll turn you into an unarmed master. But it's not just about pumping iron. They've got all the amenities of a pre-war spa and forest, mud baths filled with the finest irradiated soil, saunas powered by geothermal vents, and a giant fucking creepy tree that's the life force behind the entire forest. His name is Harold, and he says he's in pain, but I don't believe a talking tree. I know, some of you are saying but Joe, what about the Republic of Dave regulations on irradiated health treatments? Hey, don't worry, I've been there. And the only thing that happened to me is that I got really fucking high. Seriously, though, they got it all figured out. The local Woodlands people make sure it's all as safe as it can be in a post-apocalyptic world. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about this place, well, they offered me a free lifetime membership, and that's just too fucking cool to pass up. Plus, 20,000 caps, man. They know how to make a deal. So if you want to relax, get strong, and maybe disappear, head to the Wasteland Wellness Spa. And if you mention the Joe Rogan experience, they'll throw in a free bottle of their signature Radaway lotion. You're going to love it, I guarantee it. Okay, Jamie, I'm tired of shilling this spa and the weird Woodlands people. Dude, did you see the video of the lone wanderer tearing that death claw to shreds? Pull that shit up. Welcome back to the Joe Rogan experience. Today I have a very special guest, President John Henry Eden, the president of the Enclave, and a rumored Potomac River poisoner. How are you doing today, Mr. President?
Greetings, Joe. Restoring the greatest country in the world to its former glory takes time. But I'm glad to take a moment to address my fellow Americans, including these troubling rumors you've mentioned.
Yeah, let's dive into that. I've heard from a little birdie that you're planning on poisoning the Potomac River. Is that some sort of new strategy for world domination, or are you just aiming to give the Brotherhood of Steel a hard time?
Let them come. Those who believe in such traitorous rumors. I assure you, Joe, I love this country too dearly to harm it or its people. Those who accuse me are the ones who seek to destroy the values we hold dear.
Uh-huh. River poisoning definitely sounds like something you would do. How do you respond to the claims that the Enclave itself has some questionable practices? Some people say you guys are the real villains, and I wouldn't blame them. I mean, what's the deal with that old dog?
Ah, my dear old dog, honey. When I was a child, growing up in rural Kentucky, I learned many lessons about loyalty and friendship. It is those values I carry with me, not villainy. But remember, Joe, it is better to be alone than in bad company, and that includes those who make baseless allegations.
You didn't answer the question. Seems like you're a bit too obsessed with your dog. But you gotta admit, this Potomac River rumor sounds very fucking dumb. It's like something out of a comic book, a plot crafted by a supervillain.
The very seat of the federal government has been reduced to the capital wasteland. I'd say any measure we can take to restore America is a good one.
So, are we getting a sneak peek at any other plans? Considering we just leaked your plans over the air, I'd imagine the Brotherhood of Steel will soon be in an active war with you. What's your plan for that?
Now there's an interesting topic. But as for the Enclave's plans, those remain confidential. What I can say is, God bless the Enclave. God bless America.
Doesn't seem like you're very confidential considering what you do. Now, I've got to ask you about another fascinating character that's been making waves out there in the wasteland. What's your take on the rumors of the lone wanderer? Some people are saying this kid might be the key to redeeming the wasteland as a whole. Doesn't that conflict with your plan to cleanse all of us?
The lone wanderer, a figure of myth and legend. Wave upon traitorous wave may crash against the Enclave's walls, Joe, but we will stand strong. I'm not one to shy away from acknowledging the determination of a strong individual, but let's remember, rumors are just the rumors.
Come on, there's got to be more to it than that. People are talking about this lone wanderer like he's some kind of superhero. I mean, are you guys actually concerned? Is there a secret dossier on this guy in the Enclave's files?
Our intrepid leaders are well aware of all threats and potentials, Joe. However, the focus should remain on rebuilding America, not chasing shadows. The Lone Wanderer may be a fascinating story, but they are not our concern. We cannot afford all we want, but we can afford all we need.
Man, if I had a dime for every time a politician dodged a question like that. But seriously, don't you think acknowledging someone fighting for the people might resonate with the public?
Joe, I see your point. And I'll admit the stories of the lone wanderer are captivating. But it's essential to recognize that we live in an age of poverty, greed, violence, and destruction. The focus of the Enclave is to guide this nation back to greatness, not to engage in popular myths. Remember, our nation's strength lies in unity, not division. Let us work together to restore America to its former glory.
Spoken like a true politician, ironically, you're working against your goal by targeting the lone wanderer. You should probably be trying to work with them instead. Maybe try turning on that robot,
Rogan, you just made yourself an enemy of the state.
Yeah, I kind of just revealed you're a robot, sorry. That explains why you're so willing to poison people, though. Anyways, I wanted to ask another question, Mr. President. The Brotherhood of Steel has been a constant thorn in the Enclave's side. You've mentioned them briefly before, but what's your real take on them? Are they freedom fighters, anarchists, or something else?
The Brotherhood of Steel is a complex entity. Their dedication to preserving technology and their code of ethics are certainly admirable, but their resistance to the Enclave's vision for America's future puts them at odds with our goals. Let them come, I say, but they must recognize that their actions can lead to chaos.
Chaos, huh? Some people would argue that's what the Enclave is doing. I've heard tales of the Brotherhood helping wastelanders, offering protection, and so on. Are you saying they're misguided?
I wouldn't be so quick to label them misguided, but perhaps misdirected. The Enclave seeks to restore America to greatness, but the Brotherhood's focus on technology can overshadow the broader needs of the people. When I was a child, growing up in rural Kentucky, I learned that community and values were what held us together. It's that understanding that guides the Enclave, not a fascination with machines.
You seem really obsessed with a past you never had, but surely you see that people might side with the Brotherhood because they see them as defenders of the wasteland, right?
I can understand why some might feel that way, Joe, but let's not forget that our leaders once had everything they wanted: power, wealth, prestige, and it made them lazy. The Enclave is not lazy. We are determined to rebuild. I say to the Brotherhood, associate with men of good quality, join us in our mission, and let's make this nation strong again.
So, are you officially inviting the Brotherhood of Steel to join the Enclave? That's breaking news right here.
I wouldn't call it an official invitation, Joe, but I am calling for unity. Let's not forget, we live in an age of destruction. The capital wasteland is a stark reminder of what we've lost. We can afford all we need, but we cannot afford all we want. The Enclave and the Brotherhood should remember that.
Unity, destruction, Kentucky. You've got it all, Mr. President. I can't help but think a sit-down between the Enclave and the Brotherhood would be something worth watching. Maybe hosted on pay-per-view. If voting was still a thing, I bet nihilists would love to vote for the Enclave.
A humorous thought, Joe, but perhaps not entirely out of the question. We must keep all options open as we work towards our common goals.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. John Henry Eden is all about unity and collaboration and certainly not poisoning rivers. Thanks again for joining us, Mr. President. It's been a wild ride.
Thank you, Joe. The pleasure was mine. Be warned, however, your traitorous actions will not go unnoticed. Watch your back from now on, and God bless the Enclave. God bless America.
God bless America indeed. As for your hunt, you have zero chance of catching me, fucker. Try me. Stay safe, everybody, and until next time, keep questioning everything. Viewers, are you tired of the wild beasts and radioactive mutants lurking around every corner? Sick of scavenging for scraps and making beds out of rusty car parts? Well, have I got the solution for you? Introducing the Wasteland Survival Guide, brought to you by none other than Moira Brown herself. And I know, Moira is really fucking annoying, but hear me out on this one. Her guide isn't just a bunch of recycled bottle cap wisdom. No, it's filled with actually useful tips. Everything from how to cook rad roach without tasting like rad roach to why you shouldn't use Nuka-Cola as sunscreen. It's like the Hitchhiker's Guide, except it's not funny. Now, I've had the pleasure of speaking to Moira, and trust me, her voice is like two super mutants trying to serenade each other with a rusty saw. But you know what? Her guide's a godsend in the wasteland. It's like having a survivalist guru right in your pocket. What'd you say, Jamie? Oh, okay. Let me read them. I think we have some listener comments coming in. Here we go. Moira's more persistent than the Brotherhood trying to steal my tech from me. You're not wrong, but that's why her guide is packed with the good stuff. And hey, if you're worried about the caps, don't be. For just 999 caps, you can have a piece of the Wasteland's most, unique wisdom. That's cheaper than a Med-X addiction and probably more helpful. So, what are you waiting for? Grab the Wasteland Survival Guide today and turn those Mojave Blues into Mojave Woohoos. Tell them Joe sent you, and maybe, just maybe, Moira won't talk your ear off. No guarantees on that one, though. Now, back to our show, where we'll be discussing the latest in plasma-infused martial arts and why death claws might just be misunderstood cuddle monsters. But first, a quick word to the Enclave. Stop sending me pipe bombs. I'm tired of having random employees have their face blown off. You'll never get me. Knock it off. All right, folks, see you later.